Alright, so Apple released iOS 26.2 RC a couple of days ago, and I wanted to give you our thoughts on if it's really ready for prime time, because this is what you can expect if you are waiting on the public release. I honestly think, spoiler alert right off the bat, this does have a little bit more work that's needed. I have had some random glitches. As you can see, battery life is already draining pretty quickly. It's only been off the charger for about an hour and lightly used only. So jumping right into this, I definitely think it is definitely improved, and a lot of the animations still look very smooth, even more so than some of the betas. Again, the best example is just going into this and letting you see that menu pop up. It is very fluid and quick. On beta 3, I did have a little bit of lag, but now it is looking much, much better. I will say the keyboard issue, if you had issues with autocorrect, has been resolved as well. I haven't had that come up once in the last couple of days, and everything has been pretty good in that regard. If you missed our initial review and talk about of this beta release, this is running 23C52 as the final build number, but I really would not be surprised if we did get a second RC. We actually just saw that with tvOS just the other day as well. I could see them releasing it still in its current state, but I am just not perfectly sold that it is ready to go. Again, performance-wise, as you can see here, very good. It has no issues at all, and definitely can be used by the public. Now, having said that, also in regards to watchOS, this is something that's been plaguing Apple for a long time, and this is battery life. Battery life still on the RC for watchOS has been very hit and miss. It is still draining substantially quicker than what you would assume this needs to do, especially on an RC build. There's always some understanding that you will have a little bit of lag in betas and a little bit of extra battery drain. However, this is definitely not what I would assume it to need to be for a public release. And as you can see here, this build number is going to be 23S303. Again, performance, great, no stutters, links and notifications have been coming through timely in correlation with the iPhone actually, which is nice to see. However, this battery life does just keep dropping pretty quickly as well, a little bit disappointing. And if you actually go down to, let me see one thing, in settings, let's go actually to battery here. I want to show you and just make sure battery health still should be 100% on this new Ultra 3, and yeah, as you can see, it is. So there is literally nothing that should be draining this battery this quickly aside from unoptimized betas, especially again when there are not a lot of new features even in this build for watchOS. Now, jumping back into talking about release schedule for iPadOS, watchOS, iOS, and all that, we can definitely assume something to happen on Monday the 8th, which is only a couple of days away now. There should be a RC2 or the public release coming on the 8th. Now, Apple will make an announcement early the morning of the release date most of the time, not always, but we can assume around 9 Eastern, maybe 10. If Apple's going to release it on that day, we will know ahead of time. And that release does normally come around 1 p.m. Eastern or 10 a.m. Pacific time. So keep that in mind. Again, I'm going to say this one more time. I don't think we're going to get a public release on Monday. I do now more so than ever think it will be closer to the 15th and the middle of the month. Given that we never got a fourth beta, given that we went from beta 3 just to an RC, and the RC is probably not fine-tuned yet, this should be the release schedule. But again, Apple's going to do what they want. This is just my opinion, and we will have to wait and see exactly how that goes. But let me know if you've been running the beta. How has it been for you guys? What do you think? What do you want to see included in the next beta as well for iOS 26.3? Because that is going to be a fun new cycle that'll come out around February or March of next year. It'll be a much larger beta cycle, especially after the holidays. We'll have to see what new features are added there. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.